Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Just Talking About Sports. I'm Ethan.
I'm Matthew.
And I'm Drew.
And Matt, what are we doing today?
Talking about sports, baby.
Woo! It is a big day, as this is indeed our final NFL, I believe, NFL regular season, or at least season video for this season that we had. And that is going to be our Super Bowl predictions. Oh, man, we had our first Sunday without football. It sucked, but we finally at least have one more week of it coming up this Sunday. And it is indeed the greatest sporting event in history, the Super Bowl. This year is the 52nd Super Bowl, I think, right? 52nd?
55th.
55th.
God, I'm nowhere near
What
that.
the hell
But
number?
it's our 54th
55th.
Super Bowl, and it is going to be between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What a matchup. Everybody grab your seats, grab some popcorn, and sit down and enjoy the show, because it's going to be a shootout for between two of the best offenses we've seen in a long time, and the two at least most assembled defenses or offenses in a long time. So without further ado, we'll before we get into the whole details of the Super Bowl, we'll quickly run through our how we've been doing so far in terms of predictions. I know we usually do. Got to quickly recap where everybody's standing. I'm bringing up the rear at a good 6-6. Gotta love it. 500. We'll see if I can maybe get over it in this final pick of the postseason. Then we have Matt and Drew tied at 7-5. Right in the center of our predictions. And then even though Luca has not been with us the last 2 weeks, we do now, or he is technically winning 8-4. We promised that he is following it and he's not just cheating, because we wouldn't just put him up there for any reason. We'd start giving him more losses, in my opinion, if he wasn't appearing in our videos. So he is indeed winning or leading us at 8-4. But hey, if Matt and Drew end up winning it and getting the right picks, they could go hop up and tie for first. So that's where everybody's standing in terms of overall picks, because it's been a while since we covered the football, since it's been 2 weeks. Everyone was probably looking for a football video last week, but obviously couldn't do that because there was no football. So, all righty.
Wait, what about the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, Pro Bowl.
Does the Pro Bowl not count?
The Pro Bowl. Wow.
Jamal Adams was a sight. But apart
the
from
Madden simulation with
and
Snoop
Keyshawn
Dogg.
Johnson was a liability.
Yes. Oh my! It was just. Let's just say it was interesting, but we'll continue on, because it wasn't a normal type of Pro Bowl, because not everyone kind of participated. So, without further ado, the final regular season video, or 2020-2021 season for NFL coverage for this year's NFL, the Super Bowl predictions. Here we go. So, this is the battle of the GOAT, the father versus the son, as Matt was saying earlier. And in this father-son, in a way, battle for the GOAT, who do you guys have? Buccaneers or the Kansas City Chiefs? I'm gonna start off with you, Matt. What do you got?
To me, this is the Super Bowl that you saw coming in September, but you didn't see coming in January. You have a Tom Brady, a guy who many believed and some believed was overrated, a systems quarterback in New England, alongside legendary head coach Bill Belichick. Many believed Belichick was a huge part of his success. And Brady, even though he did win 6 rings, did not receive some of that outside credit. Brady proved by himself that he could do it. He went to Tampa, assembled an offense that is, oh my God, that offense is ridiculous. And that defense is severely underrated, with their amount of talent in Devin White, Carlton Davis, Sean Murphy-Bunting, Antoine Winfield, Levante David, Ndamukong Suh. I could go on for days. I think I said Shaquille Barrett already. If I didn't, there you go. Tampa Bay is going to win because of 3 reasons. 1, they have the best quarterback of all time. 2, they have the home field advantage, which is forgotten about, and that is a huge piece in this. And number 3, their defense is better. This team all around has what it takes. We knew it starting this season, but the playoffs with Tom Brady is not something you can defeat. It is just not something you can take. And people say, oh, they lost to the Patriots. They lost to the Titans last year. Does that count? Look at the receivers he had. 85-year-old Julian Edelman. I'm sorry, Julian, but you do suck now. Little to no tight end help, if any, and this year's the same for New England. Their offensive line diminished. And although their defense was great, you can't do much against Derrick Henry. You can't do much against what they were able to do last year in Tennessee. And you didn't give Tom a chance. Now he's in an offense with Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones. I have to throw in LaShawn McCoy for historical purposes, even though he doesn't play. Rob Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, a very underrated tight end, and one of the best O-lines in the league all around with Ali Marpet, standout rookie Tristan Wirfs, and Ryan Jensen. This team is absolutely stacked from top to bottom. And not only do I think the Buccaneers win, I think they win by a lot.
Wow.
There you go.
That is a bold take right there. So Matt's obviously taking the Buccaneers. And he's not only taking the Buccaneers, taken by a spanking, apparently. And hey, since we did it last time in our last time we covered the Super Bowl, give me a score that you're hoping to believe, or leave an exact score you think that's going to be, if you, especially since that you're saying that it's going to be a blowout. So I'm curious to say what points you think, or overall score it's going to be.
38-24.
All right, 38-24 Tampa. There you go for Matt. And we'll move on to Drew. Drew, are you trying to stick with his train of Tampa Bay rolling over the Chiefs, or are you going to be a little bit more lenient towards them?
Oh, man. Well, as you all know, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers knocked out my Packers, which was painful. And you know what? I had a week to mourn, and I'm over it. And I have to give Matt credit, because he has stuck with the Buccaneers all playoffs and has yet to miss. So who am I to tell him he's wrong?
I did pick Washington over Tampa, but apart from that, it's been, everything else has been normal.
We don't remember that. Taylor Heineke. It's fine. You haven't missed in 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Is that better?
Fair enough.
Yeah. You haven't missed in a while. And although I do not share your enthusiasm for the Buccaneers steamrolling the Chiefs, because I don't think that's going to happen, not by a long shot. I think it's actually going to be a very tightly contested battle. I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning also for very similar reasons. And although I think you may have been gassing up Tom Brady a little bit too much. Yeah, he's the GOAT. I mean, we get it. Fine, but I'm not going to bet against playoff Brady. Not in the Super Bowl, not in his 10th Super Bowl. I'm not going to bet against that offense. Which, fun fact, did you guys know that the Buccaneers offense averaged more points per game in the regular season than the Chiefs offense did?
Granted, a lot of that is due to the Chiefs benching all their starters and putting up a just giant, massive crap against the Chargers. Excuse my language, but yeah, you bring up a very good point.
I don't know if it was that. I think it was the 14 against Atlanta that they put up, or 17, or how many it was.
Yeah, you do bring up a good point.
I didn't even think it was the Chargers that brought that average down. But still, Tampa Bay statistically has the more explosive offense. And in terms of defenses, yes, Kansas City can get it done when it counts, but Tampa Bay is frightening, especially that front seven. Jason Pierre-Paul, Ndamukong Suh, Vita Vea, Shaq Barrett. They can get to the quarterback and absolutely make life hell for any offensive line. And if I'm wrong, Ndamukong Suh, Shaq Barrett, Jason Pierre-Paul, Devin White all had 6+ sacks this season. That's astounding to me. Ndamukong Suh, Shaq Barrett, Jason Pierre-Paul all had more than 10 tackles for losses on top of the sacks. I don't know, and quite frankly, I don't care who your quarterback is. If you don't have time when big, gargantuan 300-pound linemen that are playing at all-pro level are in your face in 2.5 seconds, you are not going to have a very fun time. So I feel like just defensively, that front seven, and not betting against Brady, not going to do it. I have the Bucs. And Ethan, I'm guessing you're going to want an exact score. I'll have an exact score for you. 31-28, Tampa Bay.
31-28. Okay. So it's time for my prediction. And for anyone who couldn't tell by what I'm wearing so far, I just so happen to be not siding with Brady this time. I might have to do a little bit with my grudge against him because after years of pain, I don't think I can. But I think you guys are. I love the idea that and I agree too that the Tampa Bay defensive front seven is unbelievable, absolutely elite. I know the sacks have been amazing. I know their offense is like a 2018 Madden Ultimate Team with Rob Gronkowski, Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, and even Tom Brady. The issue is their secondary, and we all saw what happened last time. You guys did not bring this up. These two actually faced off against each other. Not only did they face off each other, they played in Tampa. Oh, wait, guess where they are this season? They're in Tampa again. What happened in the first quarter of the game against these two? And I think it was Winfield got absolutely dusted by Tyreek Hill. 203 yards and I believe 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, I believe, for Tyreek Hill. He ended the game with 13 catches, 269 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I remember that was like his 50-point performance for fantasy. Dude went off. And who won that game? And it ended up being the Kansas City Chiefs. This is why I feel like history is going to repeat itself again. I mean, as much as their defense is amazing, as much as Tom Brady's offense is amazing, I still feel like betting up against that 1-2 punch with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, excuse me, and the guy that has a $500 million contract sitting in his probably wall framed in his room right now in Patrick Mahomes. This offense has been, in my opinion, just the hardest to stop, and their record shows for it as they've only had 2 losses the entire season. I think that this team is just too good to be true. I think the offense is just going to outweigh no matter what happens. I mean, I still think you guys got to give credit to that Kansas City defense, because when people were counting them out and saying they were that bad, and they went out and they stepped up against Derrick Henry in the playoffs last season, well, I think they're going to be able to go up and step up against Tom Brady and his offense in this offseason. I think they match up a little bit better against them. I think it's going to be a absolutely high-scoring game. This is why I cannot wait. It's going to be a gun show between Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. It's going to be similar to the Super Bowl that between Nick Foles and Tom Brady is my prediction, as I think it's going to be at least in the 30s or 40s. So, the Chiefs have got it, in my opinion. I mean, I know I'm not favoring with you guys, as I've probably done almost the entire postseason so far. But, at this point, I need a 1. I really do think the Chiefs are going to win. And 2, I need to catch up and maybe have a chance to tie you guys, just so I don't look as bad in terms of postseason picks. So I think that I really do think that the Chiefs have it in them. And anytime people have been betting against them this season so far, Chiefs have gone out and proved against them. So I see a similar game where Chiefs fall down early, kind of like what we saw last season, and Chiefs are going to go back and win. And also one more thing to add in, just because I want to. Matt said San Francisco was going to win last season, and what happened? They did not. And I had the Chiefs last season, and they did end up winning, so I ended up having it. I thought I might as well get this T-shirt just because I got to rep it, and I think I might have to get another one if they add a second one right here, just so I might have to get a second Chiefs or 2 Super Bowl Chiefs T-shirt, because there's 2, and how many more are they going to be having or adding to their brand new dynasty? Because in my opinion, the Tom Brady era is over, and it's time for a new era, and that involves one man, and that's Patrick Mahomes.
I have a couple of things to say, and then I'm going to let Drew go.
Yeah, I do also, but yeah. Matt took the chance first, so
I'm going to just say one thing and then I'll let you go. I am a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, and I sit here proud of it. Let's forget the hat for a second. I am a proud Jacksonville Jaguars fan. I have been in the NFL business in watching and studying and everything for 10 and a half years. But there's one thing I've learned. You do not mess with Tom Brady, ever. You do never question his abilities. You do never question how good of a player he is. I'm a Jags fan. He ruined me when he came back and beat us in the AFC Championship a few years ago. That broke me. But I still give credit to Brady because he is the greatest ever. And if there's anybody who's going to take my team out, I want it to be him. I think Brady, to me, is a legend in so many respects. And Mahomes isn't that yet. He's nowhere close to that yet. I don't care how good he is. He is nowhere close to how good Brady is. And in this situation, if I get to pick between Brady or Mahomes right now, I am taking Brady every day of the week, because in this situation, you do not want to play Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, his 10th. Drew said it too. Tom Brady is the X factor. The reason that they are going to win this game, and they will win this game, is because Tom Brady is on that side and not anything else.
What about before I let Drew talk too? I forgot to also mention my score prediction.
Mention that.
I just want to throw it in there. I say Chiefs are going to win 34-31. I know I said it was going to be a high-scoring game, but 34-31. And also Tom Brady, remember this season? He's getting a little old.
Oh, well, all right. Ethan, I believe you mentioned history and the previous matchup. I did take that into account personally. I don't know if Posner has, because he's gone full Brady mode, and which is fine. No disrespect.
I hate Brady. Can we put that on the record and then you can go? I hate Brady.
Can we put it on the record that we all hate Brady?
I hate him a little bit more than any of you guys, but you know what?
No, I hate Brady, but respect is a thing that has to be earned, and he has earned that.
Yeah, fair enough. Ethan, you mentioned history. The history that I want to look at is how difficult it is to go back to back. Do you understand how hard it is to go back to back and win a Super Bowl? It is more difficult to repeat than it is to get there the first time. There's only a select number of teams that have done it throughout the history of the NFL. Now, can the Chiefs add to that list? Potentially. I am not ruling it out. Honestly, I had to flip a coin to see who was going to win. Well, I didn't actually flip a coin, but I could have, and it wouldn't have made a difference. But the history that I want to bring up, you mentioned the prior matchup this season. If Tom Brady has taught us anything this season, right? We looked in the divisional round at the New Orleans versus Tampa matchups. New Orleans was 2-0 in the regular season. But what were they in the postseason? 0-1 against Tom Brady. And Tom Brady's here, and Drew Brees is contemplating whether he wants to continue his NFL career or not. But that's beyond the point. The thing that stands out about Tom Brady in terms of greatness and Super Bowls is that this is his 10th time here. And the reason he gets back here is his preparation level is unmatched by anybody in the NFL other than maybe Peyton Manning, which is what he was known for. Did you guys know that Tom Brady has had the house to himself for 12 days prior to the Super Bowl? 12 days by himself to get his mind right, to get his body right. He's got what, a 22,000 feet mansion or whatever, however big that house is. Honey and the kids go on vacation for 2 weeks. Let me sit down, grind, and prepare for the Chiefs. I don't know how you can bet against postseason Brady, Super Bowl Brady. And with that kind of preparation, he's going to have something cooking for the Chiefs.
Alrighty. Well, you got anything else to add, Matt, before we call it?
400 yards, Tom Brady. End of story. Done.
Passing yards?
Okay.
You heard it.
Okay. I mean, he had 505 against Foles, so it's not that out of the question. But I think it's very clear where we all stand. Posner is in the black, Ethan is in the white,
I am in the bold. And I want to say that.
And I'm over here in the gray area. I'm kind of just like, I know, but I digress. Whatever we pick, it's sure to be a great game. That's all I know for sure.
It's going to be one for the century.
Absolutely.
One for the century. That's why everyone mark your calendars. Sunday, got to do my math. I don't remember the exact date, which is probably
Sunday, February 8th at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. You get to watch the Super Bowl.
Thank you very much, Matt, for saving me.
February 7th.
February 7th, and I suck now.
February 7th. My mother's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Hi, Mom.
There you go. Perfect.
All
My
right.
mom's
You know what?
birthday.
That's a perfect way to end it right there. So with that, that is our Super Bowl predictions for this year, our final NFL episode. So sad, but we'll be continuing to post out great sports content and maybe even NFL offseason content. You'll just have to be careful. I mean, Drew's got his own show now on our channel. Make sure you guys go check that out. Link will be in the description. But with that, I think that is it. It's going to be a close one. Mark your calendars. Everyone go watch that game. You won't want to miss it because if you do, you're going to regret missing it. So I hope everyone has enjoyed. And until next time, we'll be here just talking about sports.